Broadcasting live from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, this is TBC News. Our top stories. Regional and district commissioners urged to supervise development projects in their areas. Tanzania and Comoro to continue bilateral relations.
Our two countries work very closely during the corona period, and after independence, we managed to maintain.
Good evening. I am Kanki Mwaigomole. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has demanded regional and district commissioners to supervise development projects in their areas and make sure that they are completed so that they can provide services to the people. Here are more details.
The Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has addressed regional and district leaders on various issues, including implementation of development projects, food production and revenue collection. Majaliwa tasked regional and district security committees and regional Chama cha Mapinduzi leaders while speaking to them via video conference.
Kwa swala la usimamizi wa miradi ni swala muhimu.
The issue of supervising projects is a very important one in our sector. We need to ensure that all projects that have been funded from 2021 have been completed. Regional commissioners must get information from district commissioner in order to make sure that the said projects are completed and have been implemented.
Majaliwa urges those leaders to make sure implementation of development projects are completed by 90% by December 2024. He has urged those leaders to ensure that there's enough food because there has been sufficient food production.
Tunajua wananchi wanalima.
The citizens are participating in agriculture, and as a nation, we are at a good stage of producing food crops and conducting business, and our food supply is adequate. We have achieved our goal and we have surplus. Our duty is to supervise the agriculture sector and production process.
Majaliwa emphasizes that all revenue collections must be sent in banks before planning the use of those collections. Other areas discussed in the meeting included solving people's challenges, environmental management, clean cooking energy, security, and preparations for AFCON 2027.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, Dr. Samuel Sholkindo, says that he is impressed by the trade growth between Tanzania and Comoro for the past 3 years. Ambassador Sholkindo made the remarks when he addressed the first meeting of the Joint Permanent Commission between Tanzania and Comoro at the level of experts in Dar es Salaam.
In reality, we are one and the same people. No wonder, therefore, that the majority of our people speak the same languages and share the same cultures and traditions. Our two countries work very closely during the corona period, and after independence, we managed to maintain our excellent bilateral ties. As such, today, our two countries have been working together and cooperating in many fronts, both bilaterally and at multilateral level. Thanks to these excellent relations, our two countries have benefited economically.
He says Tanzania aims to continue good relations with Comoro in different sectors like diplomacy, security, law, investment, tourism, blue economy, and infrastructure. On her side, the leader of the delegation from Comoro, Ambassador Fatima El-Fen, says that the meeting also aims at introducing new cooperation areas.
To turn our shared aspiration into tangible outcomes that benefits all our citizens. Therefore, my delegation will engage constructively in the discussions and look forward to successful deliberations.
The meeting is attended by stakeholders from various sectors like diplomacy, law, security, business, agriculture, investment, and the blue economy. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Tanzania, BOT, says the government can take loans from BOT. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, the Director of Banking Services from the Central Bank, Agathon Kipandula, says the Central Bank Law of the year 2006, Chapter 197, gives power to the government to take a short-term loan of up to 18% of the government's income through their accounts in the central bank. He says that the loan is given where the government has urgently closed the existing deficit, where it continues to organize itself and collect income from various sources.
Kuna sheria ambayo inatusimamia katika kuendesha shughuli za serikali.
There is a law that controls us in providing government services, including providing short-term loans to close the gap and to offset the fluctuation.
In other news, the president of Tanzania Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Trade and Agriculture, TCCIA, Vincent Minja, urges Tanzanian businessmen to take advantage of the various commercial opportunities available in China so as to promote the national economy. Minja made the remarks in Dar es Salaam during the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between TCCIA and China Council for the Promotion of International Trade. On his part, Li Yi, who is the vice chairman of the Tanzanian Canton Chamber of Commerce, explains the reasons that led to engaging into business cooperation between China and Tanzania.
Which is in this MOU, so that we can take advantage in our part for the business which is available in this state, especially in technological business. They are manufacturing a lot of things which we can take that advantage, and also we have been invited to go to China in this state, specifically in this state, to invest, if we were interested to invest in this state. So Chamber is the bridge between us and China. Please come to Chamber, take advantage, see the MOU, then you can take the opportunity which is in this MOU.
The MOU between Tanzania Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture and China Council for the Promotion of International Trade will be based on agriculture activities, mining sector and technological business.
Between China and Tanzania. During the past 5 years, we did a lot of charities to help local Tanzanian and Chinese and perform many trade and investment exchange activities. At present, China is the second largest economy in the world, and Tanzania is one of the most dynamic economies.
The Minister of Industry and Trade, Selemani Jafo, has instructed the Tanzania Industrial Research Development Organization, TIRDO, to complete research and get industrial statistics in the country. He made the remarks during his visit to TIRDO, where he emphasized that it is important to get the right statistics of industries which will help the government to plan for development.
Ndani ya mwaka huu, mwaka wa fedha 2024-2025.
In this financial year, 2024-2025, all industrial statistics throughout the country should be completed before September.
During his visit, Jafo also inspected the ongoing construction of the new administration building, where he instructed the management to make sure the construction is completed by the end of this year. The construction is now at 73%, where about 3.49 billion shillings will be used upon completion the building. In another development, Dr. Jafo has urged the National Environment Management Council, NEMC, to adhere to the rules and regulations of the council in order to promote industry's investment in the country. He made the remarks while visiting the offices of NEMC in Dar es Salaam, saying the council has a role to play in promoting industries and trade. The judiciary of Tanzania is prepared to receive guidance and directives from the World Bank regarding the best practices and adapt the unique context for successful implementation of the projects sponsored by the World Bank. Speaking at the session to kick off the site visit session at Integrated Justice Center for Family Matters in Dar es Salaam, the Chief Registrar, Eva Nkya, thanked the World Bank for their collaboration and guidance on various issues concerning the project implementation in Tanzania.
On our part, the judiciary, we are committed to ensure that this project is completed in a highly successful rate, as Madam Christine said, and we are prepared to receive guidance and directives from the World Bank, learning about the best practices and adopt them to our unique context for successful implementation. Together, we can achieve our vision by enhancing judicial efficiency, improving access to justice, strengthening judicial independence and integrity, leveraging technology, and engaging with the public to ensure a more and effective, responsive judiciary.
Senior Public Sector Specialist Task Team and leader of Citizen-Centric Judicial Modernization and Justice Service Delivery Project in Tanzania, Christine Owuor, urges the High Court of Tanzania to point out challenges facing the projects, while the World Bank representative insists on the time management in accomplishing the projects.
The project ourselves. So we kindly request if we're candid about the challenges, and also on our side, if there are things we could do better, please make sure you point those out. Because at the end of the day, the success of the judiciary of Tanzania is the bank's success and our success.
We now really need to focus on what do we need to accelerate within this last 12 months to make sure that the project is as successful as possible. So that's a really key point. And the other point that I just wanted to raise is that as a result of the really firm extension point, if there are any activities as we come to the very end of the project which are not completed, then those will then need to rely upon government budget to finish off. And so I think that also has an implication for where we focus in the next 12 months to make sure that can really maximise this final portion of the project to get everything that needs to be finished done. So all of the construction done and completed, everything that needs to be done.
The Director of Real Estate at the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Human Settlements Development, Dr. Upendo Matotola, has asked investors in real estate across the country to follow investment rules in order to avoid conflicts in the use of land in the areas they invest. Speaking during the inauguration of the Phoenix Condos building built by the company TT Investment in Dar es Salaam, Dr. Matotola says the sector is important for production of jobs, better housing and promote economy, while the director of TTT Investment, Yong Jun Lee, says his company will continue to invest in various areas in the country.
To ensure this, the Ministry of Lands is dedicated to providing a favorable legal framework to support investors, agents, and the government in contributing to a thriving economy. So tonight, as we celebrate the launch of Phoenix Condos, it's a testament to the vision of dedication of Mr. Liu and TT Investments. And this project, as we all know, it's marketed by Remax Coastal, which illustrates the high standard and quality that we strive to promote within our sector.
I think about more than 500 employees on the site, more than 500. Indirectly, I'm not so sure, but a lot of them. You know, each site we have the local employees, subcontractors, you know, for building material, and also for each property you need some surface people management, like my hotel, so many managers. You know, even senior managers, more than 10 of them.
TT Investment Company plans to build affordable houses in highly populated areas in the country for low-income citizens. Before we wind up the local news tonight, today's exchange rate is up next, according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. is TBC News every weekday. Stay tuned for the international news. On the international news, United States Vice President Kamala Harris has made her first public appearance since President Joe Biden left the 2024 race on Sunday. She praises Biden, saying she is deeply grateful for his service to the United States. More leading Democrats are backing Harris as the party's new presidential nominee as the campaign sees a surge in donations, though some key Democrats haven't yet endorsed Harris after Biden dropped out. We are joined by a diplomacy analyst, Dennis Konga.
What happened in the United States of America caught me as a surprise because I never thought a sitting president, a reigning president, could step down and could move away in a race to get to be appointed by the party, the Democrats. Now, so Joe Biden announcing that he is going to resign and he's not going to be competing with a Republican. It was a shock to me, and I was much shocked to see that he has appointed, he has endorsed his vice president. Now we're talking about Madam Kamala Harris as the one who is going to be a torchbearer of the Democrats. And this is very wonderful because, as we remember, the other candidate, the woman candidate, was Hillary Clinton, and Donald Trump managed to win before her, and now we see that the name of Kamala Harris is coming, and we hope that she's going to be nominated. She's going to be also endorsed by a majority of these Democrats, primary voters. And after that, I think we are going to have a very interesting election because Kamala Harris has got a background of black and Asian kind of background. So this is going to add more ingredients because Trump is supported by those whom we consider to be conservatives who want to have a white and male kind of a dominance in the United States of America. So it is going to be a mountain to Kamala to show the American people that she can do wonderful, she can change the way America, she can make America the way it's supposed to be there. She can create enough jobs, the question of job creation, the question of, improving living standards of the American people because, the American it seems to be dwindling when it comes to the economy and in many sectors. And many jobs seem to be taken away toward the Southeast countries and so forth. And therefore, I believe that she can do that, but that is going to be only possible if she is nominated by the Democrats as a party.
And that's the end of the international news. Sports news is up next. And in sports, Simba Sports Club Information and Communication Manager Ahmed Ali says that they plan to inaugurate Simba Day at Mikumi National Park so as to promote local and international tourism as the club has many fans globally. Speaking to journalists in Dar es Salaam, Ali revealed that Simba fans will travel freely through the SGR from Dar es Salaam to Morogoro and by bus from Morogoro to Mikumi to promote the railway line as well as the tourist attraction.
Anyone has a chance to make local tours in our national parks and contribute to the economy of the country. That is why this time we decided to launch Simba Day at Mikumi National Parks so that to promote our national heritage.
Before Simba Day that is planned to take place on August the 3rd, the club will do some activities including provision of some social services to the needy and promotion of economic activities on SGR and Mikumi National Parks. And the Minister of Arts, Culture and Sports, Dr. Damas Ndumbaro, believes that the availability of many marathon races has been the catalyst in the development of athletics in the country. Minister Ndumbaro says that the races such as NBC Dodoma Marathon have contributed to social development of the people, especially women who have health problems in the community.
Athletes who are going to participate in Olympic Games are very few because we don't have enough preparations. NBC Dodoma Marathon will help us to identify talent for the coming Commonwealth and Olympic Games.
NBC Dodoma Marathon will take place in Dodoma in July the 28th. And that's the end of the sports news. Before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, 24 hours weather focus is up next.
Hello dear viewers, and welcome for the next 24 weather forecast from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. My name is Rebecca William. Starting with windy patterns, wind is expected to flow at the speed of 30 km per hour for Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Nyasa, as well as for the northern coast. While for the southern coast, wind is expected to flow at the speed of 40 km per hour, and the state of the sea is expected to be moderate to rough. And Tanzania Meteorological Authority is issuing an advisory of short period of strong winds reaching 40 km per hour for the southern coast. So precautive measures should be taken. And for tonight, we expect many dry conditions and cool temperatures over most part of the country, with lowest minimum temperature of 6 at Mbeya region, followed by Njombe with 7 degrees Celsius. And for tomorrow, we expect areas around Lake Victoria Basin, with the exception of Shinyanga, to feature with partly cloud condition, thunderstorms over a few areas, and sun periods. While for the Tanga, together with the Unguja and Pemba ISOs, are expected to feature with partly cloud condition, light rain showers over a few areas, and sun periods. While for the rest part of the country, are expected to feature with partly cloud condition and sun periods. Let us see the next 4 days forecast from different cities and regions. Dar es Salaam, sun period is expected and minimum temperature is 20 degrees. Dodoma, sun period is expected and minimum temperature is 14 degrees. Mbeya, sun period is expected and minimum temperature is 6 degrees. Mwanza, sun period is expected and minimum temperature is 16 degrees. Kilimanjaro, sun period is expected and minimum temperature is 17 degrees. Morogoro, sun period is expected and minimum temperature is 17 degrees. Arusha, sun period is expected and minimum temperature is 13 degrees. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, thank you and have a productive week and good night.
That was the weather forecast there. That marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. I am Kanki Mwegomole. Good night.